you have a documentary series called Girl Gang, and it like kind of
Yeah.
documents everything that you guys do. And again, shout out to Nathan because that series rules. So tell me about doing that documentary series, and I also want to hear about because you say you started out as a cheerleader, and you kind of were like tired of it, so that's what like made like inspired you to do the cherry bombs. Was that like rebellion?
Kind of.
I probably got the story wrong, but I
No. When I definitely Cherry Bombs was definitely like a spark out of that.
Mhm,
And I like that you use the term rebellion because it definitely kind of felt that way.
mhm,
When I was a cheerleader, we were very controlled. We were told, how our hair was going to be, what we could say and do, not just, publicly, but also privately. And, on social media, we had to adhere to a very strict set of rules. Um, it was just a lot of rules. However, when you go into that, that, and you sign a contract that says all those things. So it's not a
mhm.
surprise. So I loved it for what it was. It was really great. I made lifetime friendships out of that. But after 3 years of it, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. And shortly after I left, I noticed there were a lot of lawsuits popping up between cheerleaders and the organizations because apparently a lot of other cheerleaders at the time were feeling the same way.
Mhm.
You made little to no money and you were expected to, be at their beck and call year round all the time. So it's definitely, not for the lighthearted as far as dedication goes. You have to be extremely dedicated to it. It does, though, open up tons of doors for you. It teaches you invaluable things. I carry with me today, in regards to business and how to conduct yourself in certain situations and stuff. So there are things that I'm very grateful for. But I just don't, the way I felt about it was like, I have one mother, I don't need two more. So I, to me, I just wanted to be a little more rebellious, like you said, and be like, you know what, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And I want to do it in my way, and I want to have a lot of fun, and I want to take care of my girls. I want to be able to pay them. And I just want us to be rad and have fun and have a blast and do what we want on the road, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what would you say? Like you said, you like learned a lot of valuable things. What would you say is like the most valuable thing you learned like while you were a cheerleader?
I'm still like really old fashioned in some ways. Like I send thank you notes. I know that's so
No,
lame,
I think that's awesome.
but like there's a part of me that really believes in being polite. And I think we've lost a lot of that kind of decency
Mhm.
in the way that we talk to one another and the way that we treat one another. So it's really important to me to show people that I work with that they matter and that I'm grateful for the opportunity rather than it's something like I'm owed or, I'm here, so here I am, and so I think that's something like as simple as like a thank you note. And that's why like when people buy my merch, I also send thank you notes in my merch, like I handwrite them
That's
because
awesome.
I think it's important to make people understand that you appreciate things. So yeah, stuff like that.
What are you gonna do when you just get like a million merch orders? Are you just gonna like do a million thank you notes?
Yeah, so I'm kind of there. I haven't pushed my merch during this pandemic because I don't feel right about pushing like things, non-essential things when everyone's hurting.
Mhm.
And so, but before this all happened, I was talking with a couple people and taking over my merch sales because I just can't do it anymore. Because I travel a lot, and when I'm with Corey on the road too, I can't get to them, and then orders get backed up, and I'm having some international shipping issues. So it's just becoming a lot. So I think what I'm going to end up doing probably is like print out a thank you card, and then I'll just sign them all really fast. Because I can do that instead of like, thank you so much for your da 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 da, you know. But print out like a more like generic thank you note, and then I'll just sign it. So because it is a lot.
I mean, the fact that you're handwriting something that like says so much, because I can't tell you how many things I've bought. I don't think I've ever gotten like a handwritten thank you. Like even if it just said thanks, like I would be blown away if I ever ordered something and
Yeah,
I
I
got
feel
that.
like that too. Like if I order something off Etsy or whatever, and generally that stuff is all handmade, right? So
Right.
um, whenever they send you like a really cute thank you, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I don't keep it, but I think it's really sweet, you know? And it's just something that kind of makes me remember them. So I want to make other people feel that way too.